Yo, what's up, Capricorn? Welcome to your monthly forecast for the month of February 2016. For the first 3 weeks of February, the sun is going to be in the sign of Aquarius. That has to do with your money situation. Aquarius is your second house. Your second house has to do with your money situation. So for the first 3 weeks, this is going to be the primary focus of what's going on in your life. In the fourth week of February, the sun is actually going to shift from this area and it's going to move into your third house. Your third house is the sign of Pisces. The sign of Pisces for you has to do with your communications. It has to do with your siblings. It has to do with a lot of short distance trips. First 3 weeks of February, you're looking at money being the primary focus, and then the last week of February, the focus is going to change when the sun shifts into Pisces, your third house of communication, siblings, and it's going to be, like I said previously, a lot of short trips that you're going to be going on. On February 3rd, Mars is in Scorpio. Scorpio for you is your 11th house. That has to do with your friendships, and it's making a positive angle to Pluto, which is in your sign in Capricorn, the first house of self. So this actually suggests that you're going to be having, you're going to be enjoying some social times. You're going to be, this suggests bustling social activity, and it has to do with your friendships. So there's definitely some positive things going on there. On February 8th, Mars in Scorpio is actually making a challenging aspect to the new moon in Aquarius. The new moon in Aquarius actually has to do with your money situation. So what's the challenge here? Like, what is this suggesting? It seems like it's suggesting that, maybe you're spending too much money on your friends, or if that's not the case, maybe you're spending too much money in your social situation. The new moon in Aquarius is your second house of money, so that means there's going to be new things coming down the pike for you, Capricorn, in regard to your money in the following 6 months. So the following 6 months after the new moon hits on February 8th, all of a sudden all these new things are going to start happening in your money situation. And then, 6 months later, there's going to be a full moon in the same area in Aquarius, and that's going to be the fruition of whatever that's going to come to fruition, whatever's been building since the new moon on February 8th. 6 months later, it's going to hit the full moon, and then, whatever it is, it's going to come into reality regarding your money situation. On February 10th, Venus is in Capricorn. That's your sign. The planet Venus is actually making a really positive angle to Jupiter, which is in Virgo. Virgo is your ninth house. Your ninth house has to do with faraway places. It has to do with, has something to do with spirituality a little bit. With Venus making a positive aspect to Jupiter in your first house of self to your ninth house of faraway travel, I mean, that indicates you could possibly go on imminently on some faraway trip. You could be communicating with somebody who's far away. It also has something to do with your spirituality. So, are you all of a sudden being introduced to some sort of new spiritual subject? It doesn't necessarily have to be organized religion, perhaps. I mean, even if you're already involved in that, that's fine. If there's, something additional, maybe like astrology, possibly. If you're being introduced to astrology, it may seem, with this aspect, it may seem that it's really grabbing your attention and you're going to want to learn more about it. Then there's the full moon in the same area on February 22nd. The full moon is in Virgo, that once again, your ninth house. So this area is really being activated in the month of February. When this full moon hits on the 22nd, all of a sudden maybe you're going somewhere far away, maybe you're traveling somewhere far away. Once again, maybe you're communicating with someone who's far away from where you are, and also, it has to do with your spirit. Once again, with your spirituality, maybe you've always had a set in stone way that you've practiced your spirituality. Now all of a sudden, there's something new that's being introduced to you spiritual wise. Doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to abandon whatever you've originally would orient yourself spiritually, and that's obviously something you would never do. You would never abandon your principal spirituality. A lot of people are raised with certain organized religions, and for someone to abandon something that they grew up with is it's not very likely. I mean, obviously it can happen in some situations, but in this case it looks like there's something new that's coming in spiritually, and there might be some sort of transformative process, and you're actually very interested in this new concept and and it's very captivating to you, and you're going to want to look more into it. February 24th, Mercury is in Aquarius, your second house of money. It's making a positive angle to Saturn. Saturn is your 12th house. Saturn is in Sagittarius. Sagittarius is your 12th house of endings. It's your 12th house of completions. It's your 12th house of conclusions. So with this being a positive angle, there's a positive angle between communications and your money situation. So, is there some sort of deal that's in your life that's finally coming to a completion? Like, maybe you've been like waiting for like this deal to be finalized, and that way you can have your money. I mean, the talks here, Mercury is the planet of communication. It's in the area that has to do with your money. Aquarius is the area that has to do with your money. So there's conversations being had here, and the positive conversations, and, something's finally coming to a conclusion regarding your money that's beneficial. So that's all I have for you this month, Capricorn. Thank you so much for watching this video. I appreciate you joining me. If you really like it, make sure to subscribe and hit the like button, and I will definitely see you next month. Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.